Good morning, everyone. Today is the 5th day of Shevat. Beautiful Friday morning. We're on page 92 in the Chayenu, and we are beginning a new chapter, chapter 20 in Tanya, Perek Chaf. So in today's lesson, we're going to discuss the concept of how God simply does not change regardless of what happens around him. There is no difference before God created the world and after God created the world. As it says, Ani Avaya Lo Shanisi, God says, I do not change. Okay, let's get right into it. Page 93. He named Azai He mitzvahs vaz haras aveda zara shehem shnei dibrei sarishonis anoichi lo yalacha em klalos kol hatayra kula. It's well known that the positive commandment to believe in God's unity and the loisase, the prohibition concerning idolatry, which are the first of the two 10 commandments, I am God and you shall have no other gods, they comprise the entire Torah. The mitzvah of Anoichi, I am God, contains all the 248 positive mitzvahs, while the commandment the mitzvah of you shall not have any other gods contains all the 365 loy sase, which means prohibitions. The commandment I'm saying is so that is why we heard only these two commandments. These are the two that Hashem said, and I am God, and you shall not have any other gods. Why? Because they make up the entire Torah. All the positive mitzvahs and the negative mitzvahs, the prohibitions. But obviously we need a little further explanation. We have to understand this. So let's get into it further. Page 94, Levar, Heitev Inyan Zeh. Tzarech la'askir tchila b'ktzara inyan u'mahus achdusah shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu shenikra yachid u'miyuchad. In order to understand this better and more clearly, we must first speak briefly about the idea and the essence of the unity of Hashem, who is called one and unique. If we have to only believe in Hashem and not believe in any other gods, what is this that we're believing in? Every single yid, everybody learns and speaks about that we believe that Hashem is one alone, and this is what we say in the davening on Rosh Hashanah Kippur. Before the world was created, there was only God. It wasn't darkness. It wasn't even nothingness. It was just God. I don't know how that even makes sense, right? It wasn't nothing. There was no nothing because nothing is something. No thing. There was nothing at all. By the way, we're going to try to explore this as much as our brains can possibly, as far as our brains can take us. Then we're going to realize that it's impossible to understand it fully. So as long as we preface that, you won't get too frustrated. And as written in the davening, the daily morning davening. You are he who was there before the world was created, and you're going to be there since the world was created and forever. So if the meaning of this pasuk was that Hashem is eternal without beginning or end, it could have simply stated you were there before the world was created. Why does it have to say after? Perush hu mamish b'li shum shina kirsiv ani havaya lo shanisi. As I said before, this emphasizes the pasuk that where God said, "I am God and I have not changed since creation, before creation, after creation. There's no difference." Ki olam hazeh, the Alter Rebbe continues to explain, Ki olam hazeh v'chen kol olam hasal yonim, this world and all the higher worlds, einam poilim shum shina b'achdusi yisbarich v'baram me'ayin liyesh. Nothing affects God after He created the world, after He did something out of nothing, whether in this world or the other worlds. Nothing affects change in God. Just as God was one, single, and unique before He created anything and before He created them. So too is he one, single and unique, after he created them. But how could this be so? What about everybody else, especially us? We're sitting here today and we feel as if we exist as independent entities. So do we exist, or it's only God? So we still feel like there is existence in the world because everything is nothing compared to Hashem, as if absolutely non-existent. Who are we talking about, Ziggy? Was that you and me? We were saying the other day, do we really exist? Maybe it's just we're part of Hashem's imagination. We can come halfway. Yes, we understand. Yeah, but that would mean that we exist outside of Hashem. We feel like we're something. Look, see, I'm real. I cut myself. There's blood. But if there's only Hashem, then we're not real. Okay, that's deep. I don't even know where that goes, but that's deep. So what follows is a lengthy exposition of this concept, which is carried over into the next chapter, into chapter 21. Coming into being of all the upper and lower worlds out of nothingness, and their life and their existence, meaning that force which sustains them, so that they won't return to nothingness and not as they were before they were created. So this is the work of Hashem. A professional craftsman, he can shape a beautiful object or a painting or a silver becher or whatever it is that he might do, and he could walk away. First of all, he didn't create it from nothing. He reshaped it. He repurposed it. And then he could walk away and it still exists on its own. But with Hashem, he has to constantly be giving life to whatever it is that he brought into creation. Otherwise, it would return into nothingness. So all that is in creation, anything that's in creation, from the greatest to the smallest, the simplest to the largest to the biggest, is all Dvar Hashem, the word of Hashem, and the breath of his mouth that is clothed in these worlds. Very, very deep stuff. Let's try to roll with it. So the takeaway for today is unity of Hashem means that God, it doesn't mean that there's only one God and everything is God. It means that God is the only true existence. That's tough. It's tough because we're mortal men and women, humans, and we have very limited capacity to be able to understand these things. And so that's it. But this did not change the creation of the world. All of creation is just an extension of Hashem, just like the speech of man. Speech of man is a metaphor. It's an anthropomorphic example, but still use it so that we can try to have some relationship, understanding what it means that Hashem sustains the world with his mouth and breath. Okay, we'll continue tomorrow on the Holy Shabbos Kodesh, and we hope that Shabbos gives us a little bit of power to be able to understand what this is all about. All right, have a wonderful, wonderful day and a good Shabbos.